The leader of the Cheshire West and Chester Council has repeatedly used the outcome of a publicly financed consultation process as the justification for introducing a new waste collection policy which will have a negative impact in Vale Royal and other parts of the new county. As an aside, I've got no wish to go into the voodoo financial analysis which somehow seeks to prove that black is white and full is empty, so I would leave that aside. Do the members of the Scrutiny Committee and the Council agree that this sets an important precedent and that residents of Northwich and other towns in the area are entitled to similar consultation rights before any decision is made to introduce, for example, charges for parking in municipal car parks?
I think your cynicism clearly does you credit.
Scepticism.
Well, scepticism, call it what you will. Please do bear in mind the offer of being co-opted to join us in relation to these processes, because it's exactly that sort of questioning mind that we're after. Councillor Jones.
Well, you took some of the words out of my mouth about the cynicism there. Can I just say, there's no voodoo accounting. Councillor Ford here was the resources member for Vale Royal, and Vale Royal has the lowest council tax out of the 3 district councils and has done a very effective job of getting stuck into understanding the costs and driving out costs and reducing those costs. And he has got the very important job of doing exactly the same for the new council. And he would not allow, I'm absolutely sure in our discussion so far, he would not allow any smothering of costs or changing of numbers. What we will deliver are the costs of what's said, and if they are different, then they'll be exposed and they'll be shown to be different. And I'm quite happy with that sort of process. In terms of the negative cost, well, there isn't any, because it's broadly the same cost, and we've talked about that before. You talk about an important precedent about consultation, and now I do think this is a very serious point. This party, this council, is very committed to meaningful consultation processes, and I've already given the commitment, and it's been supported by Councillor Ritchie and members of the executive, that when the new waste contract is proposed and we understand what the options will be and what we believe the cost will be, that will go out to members of our communities to take a view on those options. We will use that process for other subjects. Now, what they will be, I don't know, but we will certainly use them. With regards to introduction of charges in parking, Councillor Ford was quite clear, there are no plans. In Chester, where there are serious levels of car parking costs, the current administration, which I was a part of, froze those costs. We did that as far as we possibly could. They are now introducing 3 after 3 because of the massive impact it's had on the retail side within our city. Car parking costs that continue to increase destroy town and city centres. That's not acceptable to us, and as far as I'm concerned, there are no ideas at all to introduce car parking where there is none. And Ellesmere Port are actually reversing their decision at the moment, where they introduced car parking charges in their car parks about 4 or 5 years ago. They agreed the other night that they're going to remove the car parking charges in one car park because of the damage that's been done to the retail shops and so on in Ellesmere Port Centre. So, you know, at the end of the day, I'm against charging for car parking. We've got to live with it because it's a big income in Chester, so we've got to increase it slowly and hopefully create vibrant town and city centres, particularly where we're trying to regenerate these town centres like Northwich, Windsor, Chester and Ellesmere Port.
My name is John Tackley and I'm chairman of the Reweaver Navigation Society, amongst other organisations. And I'm very concerned about the vision for Northwich. The vision for Northwich, which is probably the most important single development, I would imagine, that can happen in Cheshire West, because it covers the majority of its territory. And of course, some years ago, the lead organisation seemed to be British Waterways, Wilson Bowden, and British Waterways. Now, Vale Royal Borough Council are, of course, now about to disappear. British Waterways haven't got sufficient funds to support themselves, and of course Wilson Bowden have disappeared under the umbrella of Barratt Homes, or Barratt Developments as they call themselves. So it really means to me and to my members and other people I'm associated with that the vision for Northwich has really stalled. and yet, of course, something has to be done. There's enormous government sums of money being spent on restoring the town and making it fit for development, and we are very concerned to see that this development should still take place from an organisation which we now feel is moving away from us, although the things that I've heard this evening have been very encouraging, because meaningful consultation I think is most necessary, because we've been consulted on lots of things over the last few years and absolutely nothing has happened about it. So I think meaningful consultation is something that should encourage us. But please, can you tell me what is likely to happen to the vision for Northwich? Because it looks as if it might be a nightmare the way things are going at the moment. And you know, this is a wonderful opportunity. This can recreate the whole of Cheshire West.
I can answer this from a strategic point of view, and then Les might wish to contribute from a Vale Law point of view as a leader of Vale Law. Northwich Vision is a very important part of our regeneration projects. We have Chester Renaissance, and we've got Northwich Vision and Winning Winsford. And when we talk, we've spoken to NWDA on this matter already, and we have another meeting with them later on in December, whereby at the moment either of those two projects is actually a bit too small for fitting on their radar screen, if I might describe it that way. So what we are looking to do is to actually create this, using the Weaver Valley concept, a bigger project that actually sits with the benefits properly outlined with the Northwest Development Agency, which then will attract funding to suit. And Herbert Manley, who is the executive member for Prosperity, within which this remit comes, is a very keen interest in Weaver Valley, Winning Winsford and the Northwich Vision. And already discussions have taken place with the chairman of Weaver Valley, Mike Cooksley, who is creating more space in his diary to focus on this as a major project. And he's stepping down from the chairmanship of Visit Chester and Cheshire to enable that priority in his diary to enable it to move forward. Winning Winsford is something, again, we are very supportive of, because it's a very important part of it. And indeed, we chose to bring the Minister for Local Government to Winsford to cut the first sod in that project for building the college there, sixth form college there. So we're ensuring that both Northwich and Winsford are part of our regeneration ideas and thoughts for the future. The third area is Ellesmere Port, which we are already putting together ideas of how we create a strategic overview of how we regenerate Ellesmere Port, which is a major area of deprivation, as there are problems in Winsford and Northwich as well. And the fourth area is our rural communities, and we have some real serious problems in our rural communities, particularly with elderly, isolation, loss of services and so on. We haven't gone quite far down there in terms of developing the ideas for that yet, but we've certainly got a lot of thoughts on it.
Colin Edmondson, River Weaver Navigation Society. We've mentioned a couple of times the Weaver Valley Regional Park. Could I just ask you to affirm your commitment to the Weaver Valley Regional Park, as it will now be pretty well split straight down the middle between East and West Cheshire?
That's exactly the park I'm talking about, and that's how we bring that together with the Northwich Vision, Winning Winsford, and Herbert Manley, as I say, got this on his agenda, and Mike Cooksley, who's the chairman of this, is already talking to Cheshire East. I think he might have had a meeting. It runs, because obviously it runs down towards the Crewe area, and he's also got meetings in mind with Halton for the top end, where the entrance of the Weaver is, around the is it Western Point, is it, around there? Yeah. That's right. So that we get an integrated approach to the whole project, because it's such an important project in our regeneration aspirations of the new council.
Thank you very much. Unless anybody else has any particular burning questions or comments to make, I'm going to bring this meeting to an end. Can I thank you all for your attention, for your good humour, for your forbearance with me as in the chair. I hope you found this a new and innovative idea. We're intending to persist with the experiment. The next meeting will take place in January. The likely location is Chester, but the announcements will be made in due course. Can I thank you all for attending, and good night, safe journey. Thank you very much.